Okay, guys, we've got a caribou lying down. It's at 27 yards. Just at the low side of the kill zone. Better raise it up a bit. That was right in there. Anybody can miss the first shot. That's what Howard said. But you shouldn't miss the second. They're together. Yeah, it's true. If you're using the Howard Hill style, you're aware of where your arrow is when you let go. So in that case, my first shot was just on the low side of the kill zone. Well, as soon as I saw that, I simply held it up a little bit higher and bopped it in there. So that's a part of the technique when you're aware of where your arrows are going. But let's just see here. Yeah, so you see the low one? And so I simply held a bit higher, and there's the next two. Okay? So that's the advantage of not being purely instinctive. You're actually aware of where things are. That way you can adjust. Anyhow, back in a minute. Okay, guys. They've set up a target down here, a little ram at 22 yards. It's one of those I'll just leave. Rod Salm, I believe that's his name, he was asking me, he said, that he's weak eye dominant, and people were telling him that he should start shooting like a left-handed person. Don't do it, Rod. I use my weak eye to aim. I don't know if you missed the part where I said go to a wall, put your head along the wall, and you'll see there's a certain angle that the wall will look straight and where you're looking will look straight. That's what I call the parallel look, and that's what you want. So anyhow, even though I'm right eye dominant, I make sure that my left eye is on. Howard Hill was weak eye dominant. He shot like a right-handed person. You do not have to switch your arms if this is your dominant eye. All you have to do is aim just like everybody else, and you'll just do fine. If you can do as good as Howard, you'll be doing pretty good. Anyhow, but let's move that over a little bit. But if you practice for a while and you get lucky once in a while, you'll get some nice hits. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, we have a knock down here at 35 yards. And 35 is about as far as you shoot when you're doing 3D. That's it. I'm leaving it. When I do that, I'm just going to leave it from now on, because I'm telling you again, you shoot even 6 inches off, they look like they're everywhere. But there's 35 yards for you. Listen, there's another thing that I do with my bow. When I put the arrow on, you see where my knuckle is? I always bop my arrow, so you can see, I bop my arrow up a couple of times just so I can feel it on my finger. I don't want it down there. I want it exactly like I'm shooting off my finger. So when I can just feel it, that's when I leave it there. Okay? Anyhow, like I say, why spoil the target? But, we're getting our hits. And for that one, the tip of the arrow is actually up at the top of the kill zone to fall in there. And the kill zone, in the center of that kill zone, is just slightly to the right of my index knuckle. Anyhow, I've told you before. Yeah, just feel that arrow on your finger. It helps. Back in a minute. Okay, guys. Here we have a regular target at 20 yards. Pop that one a bit high. The rest were pretty good. There, that was dead in there. Okay, but when we shoot at targets like this, it's not that we do it very much, but you can see that we can keep them in there. Eh? So this style works very, very good. It's not a target shooting style, but it's adequate. Okay, back in a minute. Okay, guys. So we have a ram down here at 21 yards. It's lying down, so that means the arrow will be pointing into the dirt, actually, at this distance. Okay, anyhow, I'll show you this little target here. Now, okay, anyhow, you can see we got a hits. Now, I'll tell you something, guys. Something that is extremely important to being able to shoot straight. That when I say straight, that arrow is going to go straight, not off. It's all right here on the fingertips. That's where it really happens. At that very last second, you can be holding your arrow, and if you relax your fingers, it will go straight. If you shoot and you get it all lined up perfect, and you've got tension in your fingers when you let go, that tension is going to go someplace else. You have to be able to relax from your elbow to your wrist to the back of your hand to your fingers to your fingertips. And when you relax your fingertips, when I relax my fingertips, I will see that arrow move slightly. And if I let go now, it'll go straight. But if I don't relax my fingertips, even though it's all lined up, and I let go, that tension in the fingers, it'll go someplace else. That's a fact. The relaxation in this right hand, in those fingertips, makes the slightest difference. And it's important. Anyhow, I'll be back in. Okay, guys, so here we have our last target of the day. Summer's sure neat. Never seems to get dark. Okay, guys, I guess that's it for today. Sometimes I tell you things about things other than archery. I'm going to tell you something about bread. You know, there's a lot of kinds of bread, rye bread and wheat and barley and all kinds of breads, right? When you buy a bread and it sits on the shelf and you haven't eaten it for, say you still have some, and you haven't eaten it in a week or so, and it's not moldy and it's not dried up, stop eating bread like that. Listen, your gut is, if we think about things in simple terms, your stomach makes things rot. They decompose in your stomach and your body absorbs it. Essentially, we make things rot in our gut and we absorb it. Just like when a body goes in the ground, it is absorbed, and the plants, it dissolves and the plants will absorb it, okay? Anyhow, if you eat food that's processed, the basic one is salt, but there's many kinds of preservatives, and you find that that food does not go bad, it doesn't rot, don't eat it because your body can't absorb it. It's not good for you. Anyhow, I just said I'd tell you that, just to get you good and upset. But hold that target right in the window. Hold it still. Aim first and then go to your form. Basic stuff. Anyhow, when you do that, you'll get your hits. Okay? And enjoy your bread. Have a good week, boys. Talk to you later.